Wake.Show, as everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. I am Fisher, your host, featuring Chris McCarty. We got a 3-day weekend thanks to those who sacrificed everything. Switching it up. I like it, Chris. I like it. Yeah. Also, let's welcome in the sponsor for the first 15 minutes, and that is Single Source Insurance. How's everybody doing today? Let me get a little...
Rocking it. It's Friday. I know you're happy like I am because it's Friday. What? It's Friday. What day? It's Friday. The best day.
All right. Thank you for the likes and the shares. By that, I mean like and share. And also make, as you can see, for those of you that are streaming this on my personal page, this will be the last day of that. And so go ahead and migrate over to the Wake.Show, Facebook.com/TheWake.Show. And you also can subscribe to YouTube. We do Periscope, Twitter, and also the podcast audio only version on Mixlr, Mixlr. All right, well, happy Friday, everybody. We are going into the weekend, and I don't know, do we start with, hey, how are you doing, Chris? How was your night last night? Or we go, oh, there's another school shooting this morning.
Let's... I know.
Hey, well, it's Friday, you know. We have our weekly school shooting.
God.
It makes you feel better, Chris?
Yes.
Nobody's dead.
That's good. Well, let me tell you, how about this? We're going to get into that. How are you doing, brother? Wait.
Well, I got a fancy...
Yes, tell me what happened.
I got a fancy shirt. I got a fancy... This is how I'm feeling today.
You see that? He's lucky to be alive is what it feels like. What happened last night, brother?
That. Okay, well, first, let me tell you about this amazing shirt, okay? So it's got pineapples on it. It's pink and blue. I don't know how it's showing up on your screen. But so my wife got me this shirt for a luau that was the... what do they call that? Rehearsal dinner of friends of ours in Key West, a few weeks or months ago, right? And then that night she's like, oh, that shirt looks so nice on you. It's too bad there's, this will be the only time you ever wear it. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, where else would you wear that? Like, anywhere?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Listen, honey, I'm old. I don't care.
Right.
I know this puts me in a different category. I'm okay with it.
Time out. What category does it put you in? Oh, your own category, which means you know who you are.
That's right.
You're not measured by what clothes you wear, the car you drive. It's about you, dude. You being the person you are. Like, I wear leggings and stuff, and people look at me like I'm crazy. Guess what? I am, and I own it, and I love myself, and I love the way I dress.
The good kind of crazy, though. The good kind of crazy. The kind of crazy that you can leave your kids and the elderly with.
Exactly. You can trust me with your kids.
Right.
I will smack your kid in the back of the head if he's jumping on it.
No.
Kidding. I'm joking.
All right, Sean. Hi, Chris. Have a great Memorial Day weekend from Sean Portman. Thank you, Sean. I don't know which Chris you're talking to, but we'll both take it.
We are one.
That's right.
We are together. Voltron, baby.
And good morning to my wife as well, who's just tuning in. I'm looking forward to dinner tonight.
Leave your man alone about his clothes, girl. I like his shirt. Wear it proudly, my friend.
I'm teasing her, but I am looking forward to dinner tonight, Chris, because I'm going to try something new. I'm going to cook it's pork tenderloin, but I'm going to stuff it with spinach and a honey goat cheese.
What?
A honey goat cheese.
You can make that?
And some apple. So,
wait. You are making that?
Yes, I will be making that this evening.
Lauren, you are winning in more ways than I knew. God, I got
to stop by. I got to stop by the store on the way home and get some of that baker's twine or chef's twine, whatever they call it, cooking twine, to tie that bad boy.
Maybe
up.
That's why part of my relationship didn't work out, because I was not doing any of that. Eggs, I'm the egg master, but all that other extra stuff, I can't do that, dude. I'm impressed.
Yeah,
Good job,
that just started for me a few years ago.
Awesome.
Being a bachelor and find it. Well, I would eat out like 3 times a day, not 3 days a week, 3 times a day. I never cook for myself. And then finally I just started to doing it one day, and very simple things and chili and stuff like that. I'm going, this is gratifying.
I'm going to start doing that now. I'm a dad, and I want to strengthen my left hand. That was one thing I wasn't really great at, is cooking. So I think you just inspired me, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Right. Start simple with chili. Start simple with chili and go from there.
I will do that.
Chili in the crock pot, then you can figure it out from there.
So what happened last night? Apparently, another kid decided to take it upon himself to try to hurt someone, kill someone.
Yeah. Before I get to that story, my wife says talking about me. He knows that if he doesn't cook, then we're both having to eat peanut butter and jelly for dinner. I would not hate that life.
She's not cooking?
Oh, no.
L Boogie.
But she is the egg master herself, the egg sandwich.
See? Then you know what? Me and Elle got something in common, girl.
Right.
I'll do the egg cook-off, me and her. She's got it better.
All right, so there are no deaths so far in the school shooting coming out of Indiana. Someone opened fire at a suburban Indianapolis middle school on Friday morning, injuring an adult and a child before being taken into custody themselves. The victims in the attack at Noblesville West Middle School were taken to hospitals in Indianapolis, and their families were notified. He said they believe the suspect acted alone in this, and there are no, well, as of 15 minutes ago when I put this together, there wasn't any updates on that. But as I said, nobody got killed in that one. But here we go again. And, and it's Friday, too. And, Chris, you and I have been talking a lot about being positive and so on and so forth, and how to bob and weave in and out of the ugly realities of the world. Yeah. But this is one of those topics that's not going away. Luckily, it's almost sad, like, oh, I don't have to talk about this school shooting. Nobody died.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something about when I think about this even more. All right, so if you want to completely stop something, so what my situation was like, hey, I don't want to be I don't want to get in trouble for weed or something like that, so you just completely stop smoking altogether. So it's funny because if I owned a gun and if it was like, hey, would you be willing to trade in your gun if that meant these kids stopping killing each other, would you do it? Absolutely. So I feel like, again, I mean, I know it's not popular with some people, but like, what if that's what it's going to take? If we just, the bullets just stop, they stop making, eventually they're going to go out. Eventually if everyone, it's all balanced out. If there were no guns at all, this wouldn't be happening. Again, I know it's not popular and blah, blah, blah.
But here's
it's like I stop and think, okay, go ahead.
The comeback to that is, unless you address the mental health, the reasons that are driving this, the reasons that these kids are grabbing these guns, or people grabbing guns and shooting places up, are not because there's just guns out there. Like, oh, well, I can shoot somebody up, so let me shoot them up.
Okay.
It's because something's driving it. So what they'll tell you, what the gun advocates will say,
of course,
take all the guns away.
Find their
right. They're going to blow people up.
Right.
They're going to run trucks into crowds. So,
but I say this, man, even one step further. All right. So what's the difference? Because our time, that wasn't really happening. That wasn't really happening in our time, right? And so I was having this conversation with Deirdre. Actually, we were talking about this. She said that I guess one of the boys was trying to shoot the girl because she turned him down.
That was the kid last week in Santa Fe, right?
So let's break this down. Could it be, we talk about mental health. This kid is probably not used to rejection, obviously. And so here's this dude saying, I'm going to keep on asking, keep on asking. Could it be because maybe we are not teaching these kids that rejection is part of life, i.e., everyone graduates, everyone gets a trophy. Like, we didn't get a 5th grade graduation after 5th grade. That was just it. I'll see you in middle school. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe that could be part of it. Like, these kids are not bred to think that I can lose, and losing, they don't take it well. So now this guy's going to go shoot this girl because she's just saying no? What if, could that be a component of, could be a possibility of it? We're talking about the mental health. Like,
right, we didn't
see that growing up. I mean, like, I got rejected. And
well, I didn't try. I didn't try out of the fear of rejection. You know, I one time in the 6th grade leaned over to Lisa Mark. Oh, sorry for saying your. I'm sorry.
I'm about to Facebook. Why would you say no to my dude?
Right. I mean, that's so silly. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Yeah,
there's no reason to bring up that person's name from the 6th grade. But anyway, leaned over to the. I was going to say woman, the girl next to me, and did one of those, hey, will you go out with me? Whatever you say when you're 11 years old, and I'll never forget it. You know, I got the "you're a nice guy" and all, but or you're a funny guy and all, but or something along those lines.
And how many times have I heard that?
And then that was it. I didn't ask another girl out until.
Later down the road. Okay, well, but you're married and you're happily married and your wife's hot, so you're kind of winning. So I'd say this, man, like I too had a situation where I remember being in 4th grade. We were in summer camp. It was a Mexican girl. They had these little kids from Mexico were in the spot, and she was really cute. I forget her name. Doesn't matter. But it was a 3-week long camp, and I remember the dance. Hey, you want to dance? No. Next time, hey, you want to dance? No. And the last dance, I'm like, okay, I got the nerve up to it. will you date? She went, no. Like that, and I remember
And then what
crying about it. Oh, don't be fooling me. You know how many girls if want to hang out with a kid? I'm good. What I'm saying is like rejection is part of life. That was a beautiful lesson that I got. And I too was the guy who was trying to open doors for girls and write letters and all the chivalrous things that you think you're supposed to do. And then that was just like you said, oh, you're my friend, or you're nice. And what happened, I just started understanding more about what women were looking for, women were wanting, and I kind of molded into what you had before you. Like, I'm not scared of girls, I'm not scared of rejection, and I think there's something to be said by that. I think we need to embrace rejection. If this kid had embraced rejection, it would not have gone down that way. And so again, I say with these kids and everyone passing them through and everyone getting a trophy if they lose, like, dude, what's so wrong with losing?
I agree with you, and I think that's an issue to discuss. Is it the root issue of this kid who shot up the school in Santa Fe? I don't know. I know he became obsessed with her and wouldn't take no for an answer. And so what finally happened is she embarrassed him publicly.
How?
She stood up in class in front of everybody and embarrassed him. Well, embarrassed him.
What did she say?
Rejected him in front of everybody.
But that's the thing. Like, it depends on how. Even doing it in class, like, that's, I hear you. But like, I'm just curious, like how.
I'm thinking that if you break this kid down, he's got a lot more mental issues than just not being taught how to accept rejection. I know I've got issues with rejection,
and I hear you, but
I don't feel like shooting anything up, shooting anybody up.
And that's what I'm saying. When I look at the differences of like our lives and their lives, I think music has something to do with it. I think the selfie nation has something to do with these computers and them not having any idea of like real relationships. Like back in the day, you wanted to be liked by your class. That's all of us. Like you were the class clown, I was the class clown, and that was being liked by like maybe 15, 20 people. Now people are obsessed with being liked by millions. That's not even real. So again, I think there's that aspect of it.
But it is real, Chris. But it is. That's the thing.
And I hear you. It's what's happening now. Yes. Right. But what I'm saying is we all know from back in the day that's not real. Like Michael Jackson, the most popular dude on the planet. Something in an interview he had, I remember him saying, "Fame is not real. It's an illusion." It is, and I see it. The fame that I had, the fame that you had, we both know that stuff isn't real. That's not real life. Come on, man.
Well, I know what he means by that, and I know what you mean by that as well. But their fame in this world, it's something. It's not real.
They want this thing that they don't even know why they want it. And I feel like now, and again, with the whole, I don't know, man.
Maybe what it is about the fame is the perspective that you can get of yourself if you are famous is not real. You're right on that.
Yes,
but there's certain things that come along with fame that are very, very real on the positive side and negative side.
And I agree with you as a person who's walked in some of that. I just feel like, again, that self-love. Like when you get knocked down, you have to find a way to love yourself. Like if you have this swipe left, swipe right, and I'm just ready for the next best thing. I mean, you look at people that they go out to eat. Everyone's got their computer, their phone. They're not even engaging in conversation anymore. So like, how really well do you know yourself? Do you know somebody else? And that thing, that's part of the issue. I don't really know what the solution would be, and something will naturally happen. But I don't know, man. Like I just wish. I wish we'd figure something out sooner than later.
We're getting there, buddy.
I hear you.
Don't be frustrated. Don't be frustrated.
Yeah, I get frustrated when I hear kids shooting at each other.
You're right.
God,
you're right.
What are the people saying?
All right, so Joey says need to get rid of technology. By the way, Joey, missed you last night at Masteries. Missed you in your truck. Joey says need to get rid of technology. Also, a vet himself. So I know this weekend is about those who made the ultimate sacrifice. But of course, thank you for your service.
Thank you, man. You're not glorified enough, man. I swear to God, that's another thing that annoys me.
One, he says, embrace rejection, and I had man,
bring it.
And then second, he says, need to get rid of technology. That second part's not happening.
So we
got to figure out
as everyone's using technology to watch us.
Yeah.
Yes,
embrace the technology too. Embrace the rejection. Embrace the technology.
Right.
So speaking of which. Okay, you know how I have anxiety issues, right?
Right.
I got a neat piece of advice from, I'm going to say an old man.
Okay.
I don't want to say old man. What can I say? He was definitely north of 70, wise.
An older man.
An older man.
An experienced man.
There you go.
Yes.
An experienced citizen.
There you go.
His name's Bill. And I was really excited. You remember on Thursday? Thursday, I was on the edge of a panic attack like all day long from early in the morning. Wednesday. And it was something that, and so while I was wallowing in this all day long, you don't want to be there, right? You don't want to have this feeling because it's irrational. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing to be anxious about.
Right.
I feel like I'm getting ready to be attacked by a T-Rex, but there's no T-Rex.
Right.
And so I go, okay, you know what? I'm going to sit in this moment a little bit and see if I can describe it, because I've never been able to describe that feeling before. I always say anxiety, right? I always say I'm being anxious and this and this. Well, when I say that, I think anxiety and anxiousness means different things to different people. It's relative. I'm trying to speak of it from a clinical standpoint, but I don't even know if I'm using it right when I'm talking about trying to describe the feeling that's inside of me, okay?
Right.
So I figured it out. I go, I know what this feeling is. I know it. I get it. Hey, listen, by the way, if you want to join us, I wasn't even thinking, because I screwed that in. You'll have to screw that off, put that camera back on, and then plug it back in.
Man, he's got a lot. He's so telling. Cord just came to say, hey.
I didn't just come to say, hey.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
We only had two cameras today. But if you wanted to join and dang it, I should have done it before we went off the show.
It's all good to do. It's great. Everything, no accidents. But what were you saying though? This is important about you were describing your anxiety.
Either
Chris, let him do his thing.
Well, you have to take that off and put.
He's got it, bro. You tell us what you were talking about anxiety.
Okay,
you give me anxiety. I'm kidding.
All right, no, I know that my anxiety can ping other people's anxiety.
I'm joking clearly.
So, and Brett says hi, gentlemen. Hi, Brett.
What's up, homie?
So, and I finally got it right. So I'm with my wife, and because she's one of the people that I want to help explain. I want her to help understand me, because it's frustrating in those times when I'm spiraling and things are, and I'm like, yeah, there's this anxiety building, and she just says, well, just get over it, just do this.
Oh,
like,
come on, Al, you can't do that, dude.
She's not the only one, buddy. Everybody in my life,
everyone can't do that. Everyone, you guys gotta be patient.
Cords did it to me 2 days ago. Right, he's like, hey, listen, you do this, and if that anxiety thing, just forget about it, and move through it, and I start.
I need y'all to be more compassionate, dude. I need all of y'all to know this dude's. What was the text message I sent you?
Chris,
go ahead.
This is part of it. I don't need people's sympathy. I want everybody to understand the people around them, not just me. But I want to see if I can use my my abilities in mass communication to take some of those things that people in our society right now are having difficult times understanding, and that's why I bring my mental health into this and go, okay, I'm getting a little bit more, even though I don't. You can't truly empathize unless you're there. You've done. So here we go.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Okay, all right, we can talk about that.
All right.
So here we go. So I got excited, and I driving with Lauren, and I said, when I'm explaining how I feel to you, this is what it is. I go, imagine you're a little kid. All right, you're a little kid, and you realize you're home alone. You don't know where your parents are. All right?
Yep.
You're home alone. You don't know where your parents are. Then you hear the back door open, and somebody walks in, and it's not your parents. You don't know who it is.
Boy.
So you go running into your room, and you crawl under your bed. Right? Now, can you imagine that feeling that you have under your bed while you're waiting?
Yes.
You hear the bedroom door now open, and those footsteps start coming into your room. And you see them walk, and those footsteps come right in front of you. They're standing you're under the bed, they're right in front of you. You don't know if the person knows you're in there or not. So you're sitting there, you're trying to get as quiet as possible. Your breath gets slower and slower. So he couldn't hear your breath. Whatever that monster is can't hear your breath. All right? In that moment, that feeling that would be coursing through you, that's what I'm trying to describe when I say, hey, I'm having an anxiety situation right now. It doesn't make any sense because there's no monsters around, but my body and everything inside of me is nauseous. It's cramping, and there's this horrible, and she goes, well, that's not anxiety. That's a terrifying fear. I go, yes, that's it. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Right.
But the thing is, it's absolutely irrational because there's no reason for that kind of stuff to be happening.
Wait, see, there you go. I think that's part of what's crippling you. You are trying to tell yourself there's no reason for it. There's a reason it's happening. Therefore, there's a reason it's happening. Don't discredit who you are and just shut it off and try to be like, oh, well, I shouldn't. That's such BS. And then it's okay. I'll just keep on talking. It's such BS, man. You can't even, hey, here you are. You know what I mean? You can't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. And listen, my best friend, one of my best friends, Andrew, is really big on. He has a lot of anxiety. I'm gonna keep on talking to everyone. He goes to the hospital every once in a while, and that's what's been going on for years. And I talk him down sometimes, but you'll never hear him be like, "Get over it," blah blah blah. Because at that moment, it's a matter of you, like. What kind of a friend are you? Are you the kind of friend that's patient? Or are you like, oh, I just got to hurry up and get over it because it's bothering me? Or who's really dealing with it worse? Are you dealing with it worse or this person's worse? If their situation is worse, then I think you need to, take you out of it and what's inconvenient for you and look to them and be a better friend. Be more for yourself. Ask more of yourself. That's just my thing. And I'll say that to anybody, man. I know you guys didn't catch any of that. You guys trying to fix stuff.
I didn't catch much of it.
I know you guys trying to fix things. That's why I was kind of rambling.
Thank you, by the way. No, I appreciate it.
I got you.
So Elliot says the scenario I just described is literally what scenarios I imagine to fall asleep. Is that weird? And that's not a joke because Elliot's always joking.
I know he's not joking.
He goes, that's literally what scenarios So every night.
Every night, bro?
Or every night, Elliot, as you lay down, that's the dread, that feeling that there's some monster.
Here's the thing that why I get annoyed when people are like, oh, they shut it off. Like, there's not a person alive, I don't think, at least, that wasn't scared of something. I remember being young and looking at my Raggedy Ann and Andy doll at the top and being like, oh, they're looking at me. Like, I remember that. I remember jumping over onto my bed because I was afraid a monster was going to come and grab me from the bottom. I think we all experience that to some degree, the fear, the fear of death and understanding. I don't know, man. Like, if you've never been scared, okay, cool. But I still just say to everybody, compassion always wins, and patience is a virtue. And I know I don't have time for this, dude. Then I think I'm just questioning you as friends, man. You guys got to dig deeper and be better. Because Chris, let me ask you.
Are you talking about me digging deeper and being better?
No, I'm talking about the people who are around you. Who, when you're experiencing this, I'm talking about them. I'm challenging them. Here's a question. Remember the text I sent you the other day, and we're not going to read it, but remember that. Did that help you more, or would it have been better if I was just like, or would have been better if I was just like, Chris, whatever, get over it. Turn the mic up.
No, that would have made it worse too if you go, hey, just get over it.
Right.
That would have been
and that's what I'm saying. So my question to you is what was better, me trying to be compassionate in there, or me being dismissive? What was better? What would be better for you?
If we're talking about the same text,
what would be better for you?
Something to the effect of, man, hey, man, something to the effect of, man, I'm sorry that you're going through whatever you're going through. I don't understand it, but yes, but I'm here for you if you need me. Something like that.
Thank you. And that's called making a connection. I think that's what's missing, and everyone is so quick to be just, I don't have. No, dude, like. Come on, it drives me crazy how dismissive we are. Like, we think we're so perfect.
But Chris. I mean, I know you're getting worked up on my behalf, and I appreciate it. You're ready to go to fight for me, and I appreciate it.
As a friend,
I appreciate it. But where I am with this is I can't expect other people just to get it, because I also
they'll never get it. They'll never get it.
Right.
They'll never get it.
So let me hit a couple of comments here. I want to give you, because remember I said that I ran into this older gentleman, Bill, who gave me a little something to help, because he related to my story and gave me a little something to help. So the comments real quickly, we just said that Elliot goes, he has a similar scenario every night when he lays down. Our buddy Brett says, I suffered one of my anxiety attacks, and it really made me more empathetic to those that suffer from them on a regular basis. This is one of the reasons why we're talking about it too, because as I said 2 days ago, a guest that was supposed to come in this week wasn't able to come in this week because of an anxiety attack, and they just felt like they just needed to do something else besides try to be on here. So part of me doing this is not for me to go, oh, can you all give me sympathy and tell me how great I am and pick up, it's so people like Brett and Elliot can go, yeah, me too, man. I do the same thing. But you can look at Elliot and you look at Brett's life, and they're taking care of their families, they're paying their bills, they're grinding along like everybody else, and they're making it in the world. So and then after that, Elliot goes, I imagine myself in a dangerous situation, but I'm safe in that situation. For example, I'm under the bed like you described, but behind a wall, so the danger is there, but I feel a calmness in being safe. It's meditative.
Phenomenal. So he
Wow.
found,
So that's a trick.
something that
A trick.
works for him. Exactly. And so again, I say to you, this is what I mean about a connection. Which is why I say about, like, you know, us banding together. Part of what happened with these kids are shooting up is they're not feeling a connection. No one's listening.
You're right.
And this
You're
is
right.
listening. When
Right.
you dismiss someone and say, get over it, you're not listening and you're only perpetuating the problem. So thank you, Elliot, for doing it. Thank you, Brett, for doing it. And thank you, Chris, for being able to, like, open up and say it. And I feel like we as good friends have to put a new measure of what it means to be a friend. What does it mean? Cords was explaining the other day, like, he had a thought like, man, things are going so well. I'm afraid that what if we lose the studio or whatever, something he was saying that. And my initial thought was like, oh my God, I don't want you to feel that way. Well, and let me combat that. Well, I was thinking that it's going to be this and it's progress because I don't want my friend thinking in a negative light. And I'm saying we all have certain fears. And when something comes to you, what type of person are you? Who are you going to be in that moment? That's it. We start there.
So Brett goes, remember how he said it's nice that Brett chimed in and Elliot chimed in. We see there's a lot of us out there that, you know, are still making it, and Brett goes, barely making it, ha ha ha. So here's what the gentleman said to me, Bill. We started talking about visualization techniques, and he goes, the next time you start feeling that feeling, because I described to him that crawling under the bed, and he goes, next time you start to feel that feeling and it starts to spiral and it's crushing you, and instead of visualizing crawling under the bed until the monster leaves, picture grabbing a bat, and standing behind the door, not crawling under the bed, standing behind the door and waiting for that mother effer to come in.
I like it.
And I was like, because I, as somebody who visualizes things and have practiced many of those things, I'm like, that just might work.
That one. That's so cool, man.
That might just work.
Cool.
I tried something similar to another issue that I had, and those of you who've been following me for years knew that I had this weird anxiety as I would pass my mailbox every day, and to the point even one day, so I'm driving, right? The mailboxes are to my left-hand side, and I'm not even thinking. And as I drive and I get to the mailboxes, I start going like this. And it was that day that I went, that's not right. So I talked to my brain IT guy, therapist, and he goes, picture that. And basically, long story short, he did the same kind of a thing. And next thing you know, we turned the mailbox into the Black Knight from Monty Python. And so the next time, he goes, and now every time as you're coming down the road and you get ready to turn into your complex, start going, all right, here's my old buddy, the Black Knight, and start playing those lines of Monty Python in your head and having fun and joking with it. It worked like that. Nice. It took my anxiety that was up around a 9 or a 10 for whatever reason back down to like a 3. It didn't cure everything, but it made it much more manageable. So I'm going to try this visualization the next time that I start to, you know, whatever that happens, start slipping towards an anxiety attack or panic or whatever that is.
Good.
All right. So that's right. Now let's bring in chords. Chords.
No, I love hearing that story. I'd love to hear how that works out for you.
Yeah. I want to.
I was going to ask a similar question. Like, what happens if you stick your head out from underneath the bed and realize it's just your dad with new shoes or something? You know,
you're right. You're right.
Or imagine your mom reaching down and helping you out from under the bed and going, "Hey, it's just Johnny. You know, he's coming."
Now keep in mind, that's not what I actually visualize. Like in that moment, that's not where I am in my head. But that day, 2 days ago, when I couldn't get out of that, I go, well, let me just sit here for a minute and see if I can describe this in another way. And so I'm drawing a parallel. I'm drawing, that's not actually what I'm going through my head. I go, just imagine the feeling that you feel when you're in that situation, and that's what's happening to me. For not today, not right now, but this is what was happening to me a couple days ago. All right, got it out. It
seems to me like maybe there's like the art stuff would really help you.
I think you're right, and
accelerated resolution.
So where am I on that? Because they gave me some they recommended some doctors to me. And it's it's very difficult for me to make these phone calls for whatever reasons, but I make that first one. She doesn't accept my insurance, and I haven't made another phone call.
So how much is it?
$125 a session.
How many sessions?
Nah, that's too. No. I'm going to call all the rest of them on the list. And
wait, just answer that question. How many sessions?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if it's
Let's start a Kickstarter.
Well, let me call the other ones first, because there's like 5 other on the list, and not only that, but I think I can just copy and paste their names, put it in my Blue Cross Blue Shield website, and it'll let me know whether or not it's covered. If not, then I'll just go to a regular therapist.
Does Lauren have time to call this for you?
No.
She
Not
does so
regular.
much, man. She does.
We need to go. Let's try out the art one.
I do want to try the art one. Brett says music is his therapy. Music is therapy. Just ask Chris.
Yeah,
that's all I
tell
need.
you.
You know what? We need.
Every night I'm good after a session. I'm great.
It's not art as in painting. It's accelerated resolution therapy.
But the thing is, I said the same thing just to anyone who was like, "Oh, I looked at him and I was like, art," and I'm like, "You mean painting?" And he said, "Okay."
All right.
But there's always going to be something, man. There's a way to get out. My whole thing is, I just want us all to not be so dismissive and understand. Like, the way I look at it is this, man. Like, a happy you is a happy everyone around you. A happy Quartz, happiness is everyone around you. So it's like, if Chris isn't happy dealing with stuff, like, you can't dismiss that because there's no way you're going to be happy, right? So when you see me getting loud, some people think it's anger. I'm not angry. I'm just passionate. I'm passionate about you. I'm passionate about this show. And this show can only go so far as you also take it. So I have a stake in you and your health, which is why I've always been there for you. And so we're at a spot now. It's like, if anyone's getting in the way of that, yes, I'm going to bare my teeth. I don't care who it is. If it's Quartz, if it's your wife, I don't care. I need all y'all to step up. It's important.
So
it just is.
Everybody in my life is stepping up, including me. That's where we are at this juncture, and we'll get there. We're getting there. So thank you all for.
I was just thinking that, brother. That's right.
Is it time for something?
Step up. Step up.
When you're going into a 3-day weekend, it looks like it's going to be a lot of rain.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
So, you didn't miss anything. When we're going into a 3-day weekend, and there looks like there's going to be a lot of rain. Subtropical storm Alberto forms in the Caribbean.
Keep going, brother. I got you.
Oh.
Singing the weather.
Alberto. Forming in the Caribbean.
Waves.
Threatening to drench the bay today.
You're gonna get wet today.
It's the first tropical season of 2018. Season has formed in the Caribbean Sea. Threatens to drench the Bay Area with heavy rains and potential flooding. Boom.
Come on, boy.
Doo-dee-dee-dee-doo.
We should stop. No, that was good, son.
Okay, I'll just ruin it from here.
You see it? See it? Now, how's your anxiety? Gone like the wind, son.
Gone. I'm not under the bed anymore. I'm on top of the bed with my hands
You're
behind my
top
head.
of the wave, like riding that wave.
Yeah, like this with my finger out like this
Right.
to the. There we go. To the whatever's causing the anxiety. Well, that's another misnomer too, and we're not going to dwell on it. But because every time I'll ask, say to my wife, it's like, oh yeah, I'm really, there's something going on. I'm anxious. She's like, well, what is it? What do you think of it? Is it this? Is it? I'm like, no, it's not. Because people that don't understand it are looking for cause and effect.
Right.
And there's not necessarily a direct cause.
They want to solve it.
Right, which
Yes.
I completely understand.
And I get that too. But maybe the solution is like, okay, what do you think you need from me? You just want me to just hold your hand, or remember when you were upset and you were about to cry? What'd I do? I stood right up, came right to you, put my hand on your back like I knew it was rough. I didn't say anything to you. Like, just
Perfect.
Be
Perfect.
there.
Yep.
Just be there.
Now Adam wants us to sing the traffic report. Traffic really sucks in the Bay Area.
We got an accident. It's on 19, heading southbound. I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at the accident. That's not even funny at all.
No.
No.
That takes one of the stories out of my news today. Or maybe we should just go ahead and hit it real quick and then move on. By the way, you guys will know, if you've been following the news, you'll know the story that without me having to say the story. But coming out of that story earlier in the week, they are looking to drop the speed limit on Bayshore from 40 to 30, or is it 45 to 35 or 40 to 35?
5 doesn't really change anything.
Right.
I don't think 5 minutes. That's just.
It's not going to make the speed limit.
Make a difference.
The speed limit didn't stop these kids.
Listen, I say this. All right. So my ex-fiance, she lived in this neighborhood and she was known for speeding. And she's very proud of the fact. She's like, you know what? I'm the reason they put these speed humps up here. So now people can only go so fast. Maybe that's
she's
what
proud
you
of that
need.
fact.
Well, I mean, in a way, she's like, man, I'm the reason that they did this. Like, ooh, you know, like, but it's like, she's like, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm saving lives. That's how she put it, you know. But maybe we need some of that, some speed humps, things to, you know, just slow people down. Like maybe more lights or something.
What do you think about consequences? Now, when we were talking about this earlier in the week, you said that in your younger days too, you like to race your buddies every now and again, right?
I'm gonna tell you the God's honest truth. I was on, is it Bayway? So you go 19 to cut up to 60, and I was on the way to the show. There wasn't a car in front of me, and I was like, and I went up to 120. I was trying to see how fast my car could go.
Right.
There was nobody there. Like, I'm still a human being. Sometimes we can feel the need for speed. I don't know what it is, so I'm not trying to. That's why I wasn't gonna be a hypocrite and be like, "Oh, those boys." Like, dude, we've all done it at some point.
That's what I said. You know, that's why the laws are the way they are, because you know it's in the end. You know, these 3 kids are probably really good boys, and they just did something stupid, Judge. Right, but they
killed someone.
They killed 2 people. That baby didn't make it.
Right, and I think at the end of the day.
Do it on a road that isn't famous for its sidewalk, maybe.
There you go. Like, I mean, look, there was nothing. No one could walk where I was at. I was just, you know, it was the one time I've really done it.
All right,
I'm scared of cops.
But
dude.
that's the thing. We have that tendency, okay? As men with the testosterone
as
or aggression.
Anyone, people have that tendency at times. Yes.
It wasn't only dudes in Fast and Furious either.
Thank you. The girl was hot too, boy. No,
but we do have serious issues here in the Bay Area and all these stretches of Florida because we're so flat, the way that these roads are built. Does there need to be a stiffer consequence? Because on one hand, you're like, oh man, no, because that could have been me. But if that were you back then and you got popped the right way at 16 or 17 years old, maybe when you went to do 120 at 39 years old, you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. I'm just going to enjoy this, stretch going over the bridge.
Didn't they just increase the consequence by lowering the speed limit? Because
go.
now you're going an additional 10 miles over the speed limit. Your fine's even going to be worse.
You should have been a lawyer. That sounds like lawyer reasoning right there.
But no, that's just logical. That just makes perfect sense. That's what he's saying. It's like you want a consequence. That's what I'm
talking consequences. You're caught street racing.
That's manslaughter.
Well, even before you kill somebody. So because every single weekend, if not every single night, you have these kids lining up. When you go home from Tampa to St. Pete and you go down onto 4th Street, you got to wait. You get all the kids on the side of the road waiting for the all clear signal so they can take off down the road.
You're saying get them arrested then. But they're
arrested and have some serious consequences even at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old.
Yeah, I mean, but I know what he's saying. So you're saying you want more than a fine, is what it sounds like. You're saying for a solution for it to stop. Is that what you're asking?
Right.
I think. Well, people do get arrested for speeding. I know people very close to me that have had that happen. So that goes down. So I mean, are you saying like jail time, like some prison jail time? I mean, fine, jail time is fine, whatever. I mean, if you really want to do that, that would stop a lot of people from doing it. So okay, I get it.
It might. Well, that's why I'm saying there needs to be serious consequence. But on the other hand, I also can think of it from a parent's point of view and go, so hold on a second. So my kid was a moron and drag raced somebody on some back road and got caught. So now he's got a felony on it, or he's got this, and it's going to hurt. Yeah. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take your kid's face and all the other kids too, and we're going to turn that into a commercial. And we're going to look. You see this kid that had straight A's and promise, and he had a scholarship that got taken away from him because he was going 130 miles an hour on a back road racing a friend.
Well, then let me ask you this. So, do you have a problem with football players kneeling at a football game?
No.
Okay. Because some people have a problem with that, and that seems to be a big old deal. But now you're talking about some people have a problem like this.
Does that murder people?
I mean, but look what's going on. You should get out of the country.
Does it kill people?
I mean, there's been more people talking about that than they were talking about the massacre that happened in Vegas at the time, and that's true.
Or you could just admit that is a horrible parallel to draw.
It might have been a horrible parallel. And I was
there are better analogies out there.
I was quietly hoping you'd be like, yeah, but you didn't, and you didn't bite the bait, so I had to like sissy my way out of that. Like, well, no, but okay, but bad.
So wait, but what's your point? Your point is I'm worked up about this, and I want something done.
I'm just saying. I hear you, but it's like, I don't know. I think make some speed, make it impossible for the kids to find a way to make it impossible for them to speed on that road. Like whether you make speed bumps, when you make speed, I don't know, dude. What do you think, Corey? You're the genius.
You're the genius.
I'm a genius on this thing. That's about it. I'm not a genius.
You just have to make it worth it. Like make it be more logical to obey the speed limit. It's like you're saying, increase the consequences. It's got to be so stupid, like such a dumb idea to break the speed limit in that way. Yeah. And by them, like for example, just what we just said, by all of a sudden, let's say they're going 60 on Bayshore, where they would have been doing 15 over the speed limit. Now they're doing 25. Now, because you're doing over 20, maybe you're going to get arrested and you're not getting a ticket or like a stiff fine. So that helps a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's got to make sense.
Yeah, you could take away their license for like a little bit. Let's not.
You're not going to make it impossible for these people to.
I'm not saying ruin their lives,
off.
but have some serious consequence so it really does make people think.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe that's not the
You
answer.
went, you went like jail and you were like make a picture and felony. I was like, whoa,
What
dude.
registers? Think about when we're 16, when we're 20, when we're 24 years old. What registers? Nothing. I mean, you really have to take it on the chin in order for you to learn a lesson. Especially a young man has to learn a lesson at that age.
Yeah, a significant amount of shame that goes along with the punishment.
Yeah, I think if you take away a kid's license, like you can't drive for a year, there's some shame in that.
Mandatory
Okay.
water treatment, volunteer hours.
Volunteer, yeah.
At the water treatment facilities that we're talking about?
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's the latest coming out of Bayshore.
Course is really funny to me, man. That guy is. I love his sense of humor, man. Like he sometimes sends me funny text. Like the thing he sent me the other day. Okay, so Quartz, man, he sends me this. This isn't funny, but it's great. He sends me a video of a homeless dude asking for money, right? And so the guy's like, I mean, I don't really give money out. This was you, correct? Okay, I want to make like for a hot second, I was like, oh, what if someone just got into my stuff? But so this guy's like, well, you can work for it. Like, you know, here you can spray, you can clean my tires. Like, well, really, I was just wanting some food. And the guy's like, bro, you got to work for what you asked for. You can't. And the bum is literally trying to be like, I don't want to do that. I just want the money. And the guy's like, yo, that's why you're a bum, dude. You don't even want to work. I'm asking you this. And here comes this other dude talking about, I'll do it. Grabs it, spray, wipe, 4 tires. The guy, instead of giving him $5, gives him $10. And the bum runs away talking about, you're abusing me. The victim, you're just not cool, bro. Like, bro, are you serious? That's why you're a bum and you'll always be a bum. You're just asking, you're not willing to work. I'm asking you to just rub a tire and it's too much. So
what you're saying is that these kids that get caught should be cleaning people's tires?
I am saying that Cords is awesome. He's always bringing something to uplift and help my awareness to things. And just, I don't know, I think it's great to talk about that. I think, yeah, so just work. I don't know where I just came on that tangent.
I don't think we can play that video. They dropped some bad language.
They do.
Yeah.
So Natalie chimes in. She says, I'm not saying there should not be major consequences, but how would you feel if you accidentally killed someone while making a stupid mistake? You would never do that stupid stuff again. Obviously, you don't want anyone to get hurt to teach someone a lesson, but I'm just throwing it out there as something to think about. These kids are suffering from their guilt, I guarantee. And I understand that argument. I feel like that's kind of where everybody's coming from, going, man, you remember being a kid too, right, Fish? You did a lot of stupid things that you didn't get caught, you didn't get caught while doing. Had you, though, you're basically saying you would screw yourself. My point is this: we're trying to make excuses because we know it's in our nature, but that's one of the things we're trying to curb. Okay, and it is a very serious issue here in the Bay Area and in the state of Florida. This racing of the week, the drag racing, and that kind of stuff. And this isn't the first time somebody died. All right, I don't know how frequent it is, but it's a few times a year that we hear these stories coming out of our area. So do we just sit back and go, oh, well, kids are going to race. If they get caught, they get caught.
This would have been a great question to ask. Wait, did we kind of ask Topher?
We touched on it
Yeah,
for
he
a
did.
second. Yeah.
He talked about
Okay.
it. So there's a show on the Discovery Channel, or is it History? I think it's Discovery Channel, called Street Outlaws. And all they do is drag race in the middle of the night. And they make it look like they're just kind of taking over a side road to do it. But when you watch the show, it looks like somewhere around like season 2, they found like private drag racing strips to do this, because it's set up properly to do this activity, and they're not worried about cops driving down the road. Like, so
Right.
It seems like there's this perception out there that you can do this and get away with it. And I mean, clearly there's a whole show around it. it can be entertaining, but.
And I don't
whatever.
know if also I've got a little, I'm affected by this because there was a personal thing. When I first moved to Tampa on Hillsborough Avenue, 2 people were killed right next to me by 2 kids racing down Hillsborough Avenue. And it was a minivan that slammed into a truck that almost hit me, but I got out of the way, stopped my car. By the time I stopped my car, there was a ball of flame going up in the air. Get out of the car to head back to see if you can save anybody. But there's nothing you can do.
Wow.
And there was a woman and her son that was in one of the vehicles, the van that exploded. They had just withdrew all their money from their bank because I read it in the newspaper the next day. We're heading back to the house. The house was packed. They were moving back to Oklahoma because Tampa life was too fast because they didn't like Tampa life. So they were trying to get out of Dodge, and what they were running from killed them that day, and that was my first month when I moved to Tampa. So maybe I'm a little hypersensitive about that kind of stuff.
But nothing wrong with being hypersensitive about it. I mean, you're acknowledging it's close to home, and now it puts a different pair of lenses for me to see and like empathize. And like, oh man, I didn't realize that. So let me just say this, like, Elliot said something.
Yeah, he goes, in England, they have something now where they have cameras with speed sensors all over the roads. So if you speed, you get a ticket in the mail. So you really can't get away with anything.
I got one of those.
I got caught by a helicopter once.
I got one of those. So my grandmother she was born in France, and so she took us over there, and I was old enough to drive in France, and I was driving too fast in France, and she got a ticket in the mail for me driving too fast.
Sorry, Nana.
Like, wee, boo-hoo. Yeah, that's awesome. No, I mean, you know what? Maybe it's coming to that. Maybe like we were talking about there, like, what was it that you were talking about the other day about the checks and balances? Like, oh, you did this, now your points are dropping lower.
Oh, they're coming out of China.
Terrible idea.
Man, that's a horrible idea. But hey, listen, man, something's happening.
Speed cameras, I have no problem with that.
I have no problems with that.
So I guess one of the difficulties we'll have here in America will be that Big Brother thing. We'll feel like this is an invasion of our privacy if you just put cameras everywhere to catch people doing things, because that'll go from just catching people speeding to go, well, you shouldn't be doing this, so we'll catch you doing that on camera too. And the next thing you know, we're slipping down that path, or we could be slipping down that path.
I mean, maybe it's time for parents to be more involved. Maybe there's something that we are not doing as a whole. That's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like it's just a lot of the times too. Things are rapidly changing. We as a species are doing what we can to keep up. And there's
I got a question.
Those movies don't help. There's Gone in 60 Seconds and Fast and the Furious. That stuff doesn't help.
Drive. Yeah.
So
if Junior, all right, if your son all of a sudden started putting these high performance Japanese racing stickers all over his car, would you have a conversation with him about that?
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I don't let.
First of all, Gihanni, you're 6.
I don't let anything pass with this. I don't care what it is. He's gonna know every step of the way. I'm right there. Perfect example. Dad, can I go to the bathroom? We're laying down in bed with him. So I go to the bathroom. He comes back with a little doll. I say, "Did you tell me that you wanted to go to the bathroom because you really wanted to get that doll? Don't lie to me." He went, yes. I said, give me the doll. And I put it, you don't get the doll. Because if you're going to lie to me, look, I don't let no. So yeah, the second, pay attention to what's going on. But these parents want to be friends with their kids. What's that? Hey, pal, friend. Oh, God. It's your kid, dude.
Get it out, buddy.
And it's not even your kid. It's God's kid. Oh, sorry. Don't let me. Hey, I'm on one today.
Good.
Is what it is. So to answer your question, I absolutely be like, time out.
I got a hook for you.
What's going on? What's all this? What's all this? And my kid wants. Oh God!
I got a hook for you. Ready?
Go ahead.
Your kid is not your friend. It doesn't matter how sweet he look. He just ain't your friend. Your kid, he ain't your friend. No matter how cute that smile is, he ain't your friend.
I agree. It's not your friend.
They're better hooks. There are better hooks out there.
It's a now or later to me. They can be your friend now. But when they're later on in life, when they're not as successful or whatever, they'll thank you later for having that structure and for teaching them the right way to do
That's
things.
how my dad was not my friend. I was scared of my dad.
Exactly.
What? So ask a question. Did Phil or Chris McCarty ever throw a party at the house? Nope. Did Phil or Chris McCarty ever sneak out of the house? Nope. Like, why? Because I knew my dad would kick my, no way. And that's the problem. These kids aren't scared. Like the teachers. They're not even scared of the teachers. So now they're going to lie on the teacher to try to get the teacher in trouble. There's no fear anymore. That's the freaking problem.
Is it a problem?
What?
Well, I don't know.
Is it a problem?
Well, we've been using fear for so many generations.
How many dudes you know? How many dudes you know have problems with their girls because the girl's not afraid of them? So the girl talks all kinds of nonsense to them, and they have these bad relationships. I know a lot of them that have that because there's no fear, or i.e. respect.
Wait, did you just say a girl fearing her man?
Respecting the fact they are. Yes.
So just look up. Maybe you could Google positive reinforcement versus negative reinforcement versus both, because ultimately that's what this comes down to. Find out what's most effective.
Well, to me, it's a combination of things. In a moment, like for instance, negative reinforcement, you learn a little something from the dog whisperer to get them stopped. If they're doing something in the moment, they're getting ready to put their hand in the stove or do something, and you stop, you break that action in that moment. That's the negative part. And then you come back with the reinforcement if they're old enough. You obviously age appropriate conversations on why it is that they shouldn't be doing that or da 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 da. So
fear and respect. I'm just saying yes. Fear. But back to what I'm saying. Like, look, I've seen. Like, did you ever see the video where Snooki got punched? So got punched in some episodes. She got punched because she's in some dude's face, yapping and like no respect. Like, dude, this dude can throw you through a window. What are you doing? And I'm saying if there was that respect of like, hey, this dude, like a lot of times, like I'm saying the fear. So bring it to your kids. If the kids don't fear you, they can't hear you. I'm not saying be like, I'm the happiest sweet dad, but there's a respect. My kids know, whoa, when dad's voice drops low, they are like, oh no, it's about to go down. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I respect chords enough to stop doing all the stuff. You know what? He didn't. All chords had to say was I was disappointed. Ooh, disappointed in me? No, I'm not with that. Respect. There's a level of respect that people need. That's all I'm saying.
Do you need to instill a fear in order to get that respect? Are they not mutually exclusive, or
look?
I guess there has to be some kind of fear.
Consistency is air. I mean, because as you say, when I discipline my children, you can rest assured within 5 minutes, I am got them on my lap. I'm giving them a hug. I'm telling them I love them, and I'm explaining even more. But I get their attention. It's like a jolt, and that's when you get someone's attention. So all I'm saying is like, and I've seen it. Like, imagine the girl who's like in a guy's face, and he goes, "Shut up! I could throw you through a window." Whoa, you know what? That's true. Now you got her attention, and it's like the wheels are like, you know what? That's true. I'm not saying I'm not abusive. I'm saying like, yo, let's stop with all the non-fear, kill that non-respect.
But that's why we
kill that non-respect.
In civilization, that's where we have law and order, so you can't cross certain lines. And yeah, I can understand it pushing buttons because somebody is pushing somebody's buttons who's much bigger than them. And if this was the old world, they would just go whack and be done with it. But in America, in the West, in civilized society, we're taking away brute force and brute strength in order to get things done. But I understand what you're saying, though. I do understand.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I've been in those relationships where and women. Let me just start off by saying, a woman's job, I feel, is to uplift her man in different ways than you think. They're meant to keep testing you to because they want a winner. They don't want to feel like they want to know this dude can protect him and all this stuff. So their job is to do that. You can't let him slip. Because I always say this in the very beginning of a relationship, there's a moment, right? Your relationship's going to go this way or that way. And the girl is going to try you. And she's waiting to see what you do. And if you go, oh, it's okay, baby. She's like, whatever. And then it's going to ride that way.
The guy does the same thing.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying that a woman's job, in some ways,
in your life, in your world,
I'm not saying, and I think in everyone's world, I think Lauren does it to you.
No, you're a certain personality.
Does Lauren
do it to you?
Certain things. Does Lauren check you and be like, hey, has she ever?
What do you mean? What does she check me?
I'm saying, has she ever been like, man, get over that. Get over that. What did you be like? Yo, get over it. What do you mean get over it? Like, did you combat that, or did you just go, maybe you're right, I need to get over it?
Yeah, well, a couple times that's happened, it's usually in one of my moments of weakness. So yeah, I just want to crawl into a ball, throw up, and die.
So what I'm saying to you is, and has it changed? Does she ever sit there and give you what you need because you sat there? But I'm saying, but that is the moment when I'm saying that maybe that's part of the reason why.
I know you're getting really you're
passionate.
Staying, you're bob and weave in and out of that.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like people need the real truth and respecting one another, and you need to get that respect. My kids respect me because I am like, this is what it is. And I'm not lying. And I want people to just, the same thing with men, women in your relationships. Don't let anyone walk on you with anything. Your kids or anything.
I think that's difficult though, because when you're not, it's hard for me to say this. You may not know if somebody's walking on you or not. You may not know it just based on your own like status, your own like understanding of what's actually happening.
You're happy or not.
Like my wife helps me with that all the time, because I just, she helps. She's like, I feel something in my gut where it's like something feels a little weird, but I don't know what it is. But she might be there with me, and she might say that was messed up. Like, what just happened was messed up. And I was like, please tell me, like, what? Because like I feel off. But could you please explain to me, like, what you saw?
But there's a respect,
and I'm like,
she has for you,
right?
And that's what I mean. Like, you have at some point established by being honest at certain moments with her and who you are. She respects that. And I'm saying that when you reach the moment of weakness, you need someone who's going to be like, hey. That's and fight for you, not to be like, what was that all? It's a difference of how they're coming at you. And all I'm saying is like, I feel like if you don't in some way demand that respect, hey dude, know that I am that dude, not saying I control you, but just know it, and they respect you, then you will end up getting what you need.
I think what you're trying to say is that couples that are really love each other are always trying to help bring each other up, whether it's supporting them and whatever they need at that moment.
Right. Emotionally, financially, medically,
the intention.
Whatever it is.
The intention is always to help the other person.
Yes. And I've been in relationships where it wasn't like that. I've been in relationships where it's someone, and after a while you're like, yo, what the? And again, it's that the honesty. I feel like if you feel like this is what they're saying to me isn't cool, you got to tell them, yo, you do not, it is not cool that you're even talking to me like this. Because if you don't, they're going to keep on doing it. It's a man, woman, whatever. It's just abuse. And people don't think it's abuse. It's abuse, man. Anyone comes to you and says some negative stuff to you, that is a level of controlling abuse in my world. And I see nothing wrong with someone being like, yo, I'm not allowing you to abuse me. Even kids will run all over you and do stuff. No, I'm not with it. And that's part of the problem I feel like it's going on in society. That's why no one does that to me. The girl the other day, remember? At my show. Yeah, we play country. Like, I'm going to play. It's probably not even real country. Time out. I'm not going to let you just be rude to me when I'm going to. And it changed the whole atmosphere, but I guarantee she won't do that again. And she came to me, talk about wanting to shake my hand and look at Molly. I gave Molly the business. She's like, she left me a message the other day saying, thank you for being you. Because people aren't doing that. They're not being honest and real because we're too worried or whatever about something else. And all I'm saying is let's just be real and demand the respect, but do it in a respectful way.
But I think you're in a place where you have a lot of self-respect.
Yes.
And I think there's people out there that don't have the same amount of self-respect that you have, and it's more difficult for those people to keep people from walking over them.
But I was the dude who everyone walked over, and that's why I can speak on this.
So what changed? So maybe just share with us real quick.
I'll tell you the story. The moment it all changed, I am 21 years old, maybe 22. And a lot of friends from high school. And remember, when people see you when they see you, that's what they keep saying. And I was a pleaser, and I wouldn't I let people walk on me to a degree. And I had people over my apartment, and I had this coffee table that was like coffee, like a wood piece of plywood, whatever. And someone knocked it. They were drawing, and they knocked it over. Now there's like 6, 7 people in the house. I walk into the kitchen, and I say to myself, if that table is not up, I'm kicking everybody out of this house. I gave it a second. I walked back into the room, and no one had picked it up. And I said, y'all get the F out of my house. Go. I want everyone out now. If you're going to leave it like that, you don't deserve to be in my house. It's the first time I ever stood up for myself. What happened? Everyone is running to put the capable of, oh, sorry, and then they left. That was the moment it started for me. And I realized I was just being honest. But people respect the a-hole. I was just being honest. And I gave fire to my life. I'm tired of that. And so that was, I remember the moment. And so just as a person who is a person pleaser, I'm an artist, man. I want you to like me. I want you to like me. I don't know who I am. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm a black dude in a white school in society, and I'm not accepted here and not accepted here. And I'm not even accepting myself. And that was the moment I accepted and loved myself. And I love myself not to let someone do that. And that was the moment it started. So hey, to everyone out there who may be suffering with that, there's a truth that you feel. And when you decide to keep that truth in, then I don't love myself because I'm not being honest. When other people around you are being honest, they're telling you bleh, whatever they want to say, but you can't be honest because you don't want to hurt their feelings. That's the problem. You're abusing yourself, and you're letting the person abuse you. You're giving them permission. You're not even helping them. What if they don't know they're doing it? So it takes you and everyone here to stand up for who you are and love yourself enough to be honest with yourself and be like, I'm not with that, period. And guess what, everyone around me, and did I just change my phone? I changed my number, over 700 some contacts. People write me, what's going on? Sorry, dude, I got to be true to myself, and it's about my happiness at this point. I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry. It's not a popular decision. I'm letting everyone go, and the people I have around me are people who are nothing but nice like Cords, nice like Chris, nice like the 3 women that are in my world that are sweet, and that's all I see, and there's no drama anymore. So it's about happiness. You don't know when you're going to die. Thank you, Ernest, for allowing me to realize and take control of my life, because it took my brother dying for me to really be like, you know what? What am I doing? What are you doing? Ask yourself. Be honest with yourself about what's going on in your life and how much you want this life. You got one shot, y'all. You got one chance. What are you going to do?
You believe in reincarnation?
Absolutely.
So you get a lot of chances.
As the person I am now, but here's something that fires me to keep doing and being more. What if I come back and I don't have the tools that I have this time, the next time around that I have this time? What if this is a shot for me to really, because I know the person I am, I'm always trying to help other people out, help you out, but maybe it's my time to really help me out and be honest with my evolution as my spirit. And so, yeah, I'm as Chris McCarty. I got one shot as Chris McCarty. I'll come back and might be Andrew Ford for all I know. I don't know, but at this point, so that's how I look at it. So yeah, I think there is reincarnation, but this time around, I don't want to have to redo this. Man, life is hard. It kills you. It's how hard it is. I don't want to redo this. Chris, look at the opportunity we got. We got Cords. Man, come on, man.
Karen says, amen, brother. Steve Corbin says the kid is not your friend song. That record could easily go aluminum.
That was good. That was a good one. I like that.
And as far as some unique consequences that may have an impact, you kill somebody, you tend to their grave for X amount of years. So maybe that's something that you add to it. If you're caught drag racing and you kill somebody, then you have to tend to that grave. Ooh, once a month. You go.
That's intense.
Yeah. That's really intense. I like that in a very extreme way. But anyways,
that's without throwing the well, I mean, once you kill somebody, that goes into the felony range. But all right, so that's that.
Can we break for a second and sing a good happy song about? Man. This is gonna be good. This is Castle, everybody. This is Castle. I need everyone out there to really
take a deep breath. Brett says life is not a dress rehearsal. Carson says, speak the truth, Chris.
Hey, I say this out of love, man. I want everyone to be happy, man. And I'm telling you, as a dude they say the artists are tortured, I've seen my fair share of And at the end of the day, man, what do you got? You came in here by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself.
Adam says he wants us to make sure that we have a pipe organ in here for you. So when you start getting a little workup like that, we can have some more appropriate music to go along with it.
Hey, man. Like I said, remember when Steve was here, I said I felt in a past life I was a preacher?
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. People are like, man, I mean, sometimes it just kind of overcomes me. And again, it's love, man. I'm passionate about this life, man. So here's Castle, all right? Sometimes I think about what this life is all about. Everything I forgot when I got here. Sometimes I wonder if this heaven, if this hell is really hard to tell, you know, because it's not clear. I'm gonna build myself a new castle. I'm gonna bust down my old walls. Gonna walk the Great Wall in China. No more waiting for a telephone call. I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna run for a while. Life is a dream and dreams come true. This life was made for me and you. Facebook says I'm connected, I feel less connected more. We're typing happy birthday, we don't call you anymore. Got new friend requests, don't know none of them. After I accept, I won't hear from them again. I admit to you, I really don't know a thing when we think we do. Yeah, this life is just a lonely road. And oh, I know that one day we won't be here anymore. So I'm gonna build myself a new castle. I'm gonna bust down my own walls. Gonna walk the Great Wall in China. No more waiting for a telephone call. I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna run for a while. Life is a dream and dreams come true. This life was made for me and you. So long ago, I was just a little boy. I've got a little boy, and I'm so glad that he's here. Believe in miracles, every day's a miracle. I look him in his eyes, and I know that God is real. I admit to you, I really don't know a thing when I think I do. Yeah, this life is just a lonely road. And oh, I know that one day I won't be here anymore. So I'm gonna build myself a new castle. I'm gonna bust down my own walls. Gonna walk the Great Wall in China. No more waiting for a telephone call. I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna smile, I'm gonna run for a while. Life is a dream and dreams come true. This life was made for me and life is a dream and dreams come true. This life was made for me and life is a dream and dreams come true. This life was made for me and you.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to end the show. Man, a lot of energy today.
Listen.
A lot of different kinds of energy
Listen,
today.
man, I told you I was on one today.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like unapologetically, like just be who you are. This is who I am. And when I said in that song, like when I came here, that was a reference to reincarnation. I believe that when we're up there, we know everything. We come back and we forget everything. That's why I don't believe in really hell, because I feel like God knows. It's like we're all like have amnesia. And so how can you punish someone for like not knowing? My kid, he's 5. He doesn't know 6. He doesn't know 10. I'm not going to get mad at him. Like, he may touch something that's going to burn. You think I'm going to get mad at him because he doesn't know? Well, it's the same as us. Why, some things we don't know, but some people do know some things. And so maybe that's why we're here, to help awaken everyone and wake up this life and wake us up through music, through life. So that's why I get passionate and get loud, because I've been there, and I don't want anyone, especially y'all who are helping support us and watch us, I don't want y'all for a second to live under some BS and let someone try to control you when you are so important, man. You add to everything. We're all like little gears doing things for this big whole. It's just true. I don't even know you and I love you, because I bet you have dreams, you love your family, you have things that you are scared of. And look at us, all people talking about anxiety and talking about we're all coming together, because we all deal deal with this stuff. So I'm just over it. So at the end of the day, I'm going to get loud. I'm going to get passionate. I'm going to get passionate, not angry. I'm going to get passionate because I want you guys to feel this. And because as I guarantee you, there's going to be something either this weekend or next week where someone's going to try you. And I hope that you remember this moment and be like, no, I'm not doing that. No. And be okay with saying no, because you have a right to say no. If someone asks you a question, they give you an attitude, no. And maybe you're not for me. How about that? Maybe you're not really here for me. Maybe you like me because of the things I do for you. Call them out, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we do have one more positive story as the world comes together. It looks like Nicki Minaj and Eminem are...
Yeah. And you know what? I love Eminem.
I love Nicki Minaj.
I listen to Eminem a lot when I'm in the gym. He lets me in this, my little angry, like, get over some of the, and look for what this guy will give you he will uplift you in ways if you allow it. Get away from all the other just look for the message. There's good in everything here, man. There's good in everything. I'm telling you, that's a dude that helped me push through with some things that'll go down. So next week I'll give you a list of songs that I like of his that'll help. But man...
So Nicki Minaj has confirmed rumors that she's dating Eminem after answering a fan's question on Instagram yesterday. 35 years old, took to the image-sharing app to promote a new single she's featured on YG's Big Bank alongside 2 Chainz and Big Sean when one of her followers boldly inquired, "You dating Eminem?" So she said, who was most recently romantically linked to 44-year rapper veteran Nas, wrote back, "Yes."
That's a big old booty, and he likes the big booties. Mm-hmm. That's pretty great, man.
Interestingly, she mentions Eminem during her verse on Big Bank, rapping, back again, back to back Maybach. Still, maybe you should pick this one up.
Back to back Maybach, stack the M's. Told him I still met Slim Shady. Back to M. Once he go black, he'll never go back again. Yo, man.
So I guess 2 weekends ago, I text Chris in the middle of the night after watching SNL when Nicki Minaj was on there, and I go, in a last life, I think I was Nicki Minaj, and he texts back, "Well, how can that be when she's still alive?" I was like, okay, in my last life, I was somebody like Nicki Minaj. So what does that mean? I'm not.
He had a big old booty, is what he was talking about in his last life.
I think in my last, I was somebody who felt comfortable dressing the way she dresses everywhere. Not just on stage, but everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Be you, unapologetically be you.
Now, while it's unknown if Nicki was being serious in her response to the inquiry fans, she and Eminem, real name Marshall Mathers III, have long known each other as they worked together in the 2010 single Roman's Revenge.
I could see them being together. That's a power couple.
That'd be fun.
They're really good at rapping.
Well, that's the thing, is they both have such unique styles. I don't care if they collaborate on Babies. I want to see them collaborate on a record.
They're good, man. Listen to "I Am Phenomenal" by Eminem. Remember that. And
okay.
"Kings Never Die." And I dare you to read the lyrics. I am phenomenal.
The lyrics to "Kings Never Die"? You want me to do that before we go?
Bring it.
All right.
Can I read it?
Sure.
Oh, I don't have my phone on me. I don't know what it is. Oh, I'm going to Gainesville today to play. I think the rain's gonna work out. So everyone in Gainesville, man, Gainesville was where I started. I get to see all the old friends, the ones that I kicked out of my apartment. They'll be there. It's just great to be able to go back and now. You know.
All right, it's right behind you if you'd like.
Okay, let's rock it. All right, I can hear the drummer drumming and the trumpet. Someone's trying to tell me something. I know something's coming, but I'm running from it. To be standing at the summit and the plummet. How come it wasn't when I thought it was? Was it too good to be true? Have nothing, get it all, but too much of it, and then lose it again. Did I swallow hallucinogens? Course, if not, where the hell did it go? Cause here I sit in Lucifer's den by the Dutch oven, just choosing to sin. Even if it means I'm selling my soul just to be the undisputed again. Do whatever I gotta do just to win. Cause I got this MF cloud over my head. Crown it, thorns on it, cracks it. Bet you morons didn't think I'd be back, did you? But how?
So what does this song mean to you? What are we supposed to be getting from this song?
He was the dude, and then he went on when he went through his phase.
Okay,
and people said he wasn't going to do anything, and there's some people who would sell their souls just to get back there. He's like, but at the end of the day, the real king had horns over his head, and he's talking about Jesus. And so he's not saying he's Jesus. He's saying, like, some people would sell their soul, but the real dude didn't sell his soul, and he had crowns over his head, and it was thorns. And he's like, but at the end of the day, people didn't think I'd be back, just like you, just like me, Chris. So back to it. Chris was the king of this whole thing. Don't get it twisted. How about that? I'm somehow now back to the underdog. Remember we were talking about the underdog yesterday. I am the underdog. But no matter how loud I bark, this sport is something that I never bowed at. Never bowed. I complain about the game. I shout and I spout. It's a love-hate, but I found out that I can move a mountain of doubt even when you are counting me out, and I appear to be down for the count. Only time I ever been out and about is driving around town with my effing whereabouts in a doubt, because I've been lost trying to think of what I did to get here, but I'm not a quitter. Gotta give up, gotta give it all that I got, or give up. Spit on, stepped on, but kept going on, trying to be headstrong, but it feels like I slept on my neck wrong, cause you're moving on to the next, but is the respect gone? Cause someone told me that kings never die. Don't give me that sob story, liar. Don't preach to the choir. You ain't ever been had to reach into the fire to dig deep. Nobody ever handed me in life, not even a flyer. Wouldn't even take into consideration, obliterate anyone in the way. I think I see why a lot of rappers get on these features and try to show out on a track with me, but it actually have to be an effing blowout to get me to retire. That's funny. Blowout, retire. Anyways, tell these new artists that the kings never die. I know has changed in this age. F a Twitter page. Thank you. Did I just say that I've been? Did it just say that I've been upstage? Why am I online? It's driving me crazy. I'm riding shotgun trying to get a gauge, on what's hot, but I'm not gonna conform. But as days pass in this shit, and options sway, I can hear them say, if I stay passionate, maybe I can just stay Jay Miraculous, come back as if I went away. But detractors just say, so much for the renegade. Someone's gonna make me blow my composure. Here I go again, center stage, and I feel like I'm in a cage. Somewhat of a champion to fall. I still wonder why I laugh at him, cause why I care when I'm awesome. Why do I care when I know I'm awesome? F what the critics say. Just show the show that when my back's against the wall and I'm under attack again, that I'll act as if I'm posted up with this pent up rage, cause all these plaques in my office on the floor stacked against the door, are they just metaphors for the odds of me coming back again? Cause all the accomplishments, accolades, awards, and trophies don't mean jack anymore if I'm here today and gone tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be here to stay even when I'm gone. When I close my eyes to the passage of time, kings never die.
All right.
Yeah, dude. It's listen to the dude. That sounds like me. It sounds like you. Like, listen, I was really, really popular at one point, and I went through, the band stopped, and I went through this whole, like, from 50,000 people, 30,000 people, 10,000, and it just drilled to like 3 and 4. And I understood what that was. I knocked on the door. The White House called my phone, y'all. Like, you could think, oh, that's so cool. No, that was the great fall. And then there's humility with that. And humility is beautiful. Rejection, to embrace the rejection. And that dude had the same situation, like, oh, what happened to you? What happened to you? And so what? At the end of the day, I know I'm good. I know I've got this great thing with God. I know who I am, and I know that I can do this because the people like you still believe in me. People like me, I'm a fan of his, and I'm a fan of you. So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, love yourself, know who you are. Don't listen to the BS. Know who you are, and you're going to keep on going, because that's what this life's about, redemption. It is time for the underdog. That's why Chris is here. That's why I'm here, and that's why you're here. We got to make this thing pop, and we're going to make it work. Yeah. That's what it's about.
That's how we get into a weekend.
Where's my organ?
There we go. Where's your organ? Preach it. Thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show this week. We really appreciate the likes and shares. Starting on Monday, there will not be the personal feed, or the feed to my personal page, rather. I'm going to free up that and send that to Chris McCarty, at Chris McCarty Music. So we'll go live on your page, I believe, beginning on Monday, Chris, as well.
Word.
All right. And other than that, man, have a great weekend. Be safe. It does look like it's probably not going to be the best weekend weather-wise in the Bay Area. But just remember, if there's some downtime, you're like, man, we were supposed to be outside. I was supposed to be getting some sun.
Go out on the side and dance in the rain. Do something different, y'all.
Go dance in the rain.
Like, be free. That's what they did.
Dance in the rain.
Dance in the rain. Love yourself. Do something different. And vote for Topher.
And then those, and if you feel yourself getting a little frustrated because the weekend wasn't what you needed it to be, just remember, Memorial Day weekend, this 3-day weekend, we are solemnly celebrating the ultimate sacrifice of our men and women in the military for the history of America. So just keep that in mind, that while we're out there trying to get S-faced,
Right.
you know, keep them in your thoughts as well.
Yeah, and let's just try to be. This is something that's new for me that I'm doing. I stop and I go, oh, first world problems.
Yep. Yeah.
No, I don't get serious. That is first world problems, dude. Like, really, that'll help you really balance.
It does help. It does help a little bit, but people's problems.
complaining.
People's problems are relative to their own situation too. So, all right, thank you very much. Love you, Chris. You said you're getting tonight. You're going to be in Gainesville.
Gainesville tonight, 7:00 at Town and Tioga Center.
You can join me tomorrow night here in the Bay Area. I'll be at Maple Lanes Bowling, Cosmic Bowl from 10 until 2 on Saturday night. I'll be giving away prizes every 15 minutes, playing the music while we're out there. That's tomorrow night, Saturday night. And we will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend.
Deuces.